The following is the Be Our Guest Podcast live open line for Sunday night, March 15th, 2026. Scotty G joins me for this show. And of course, right on schedule, we had some technical difficulties with the phone lines about halfway through. So we apologize for that, but we did get them figured out eventually. And listener Tim calls in from North Carolina with a big celebratory trip. He was the superintendent of a school district out there, impacted so many lives in his community. So well done to Tim. We appreciate him. And he talked about the, once he wrapped up working with all those kids and families in his community, he took a Disney cruise, his first one, in fact, and tells us about his thoughts on the Disney fantasy and his stay at Caribbean Beach Resort. So great thoughts there. Scott and I talk about a bunch of topics up to that, run Disney races over the years, park bags from Friday's show, and much more. So we hope you enjoy the fun Disney talk. And there is about 3 minutes missing, about 3/4 of the way through the show where the software cut out, but I hope you'll show some grace. We had to hang in there with this show. This one fought us back, and we'll do better throughout the week. It was a tough show. Thanks for supporting us over at the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You're the all-stars that make everything happen with our podcast. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP open line for Sunday night, March 15th, 2026. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Hope you're having a great wrap to your weekend, getting ready for a big St. Patrick's Day here in about 48 hours. We're going to have a great time over the next hour, taking your calls at 407-584-7173. That's 407-584-7173. This is the open line that is driven by you guys, the listeners. Joining me tonight, he is back. Last week, about a week ago, he was spending his time out on the Disney Wonder down in San Diego, California, having the best time of his life, as he does. From Must See Adventures, Scott Gardner. Scott, how are things up in Michigan? What's up?
Hey, Mike. Good to be here. I was just thinking about this, when you said the date. It's been like a few Sundays since I've done this because, you had, your procedure, and then I was out in Southern California for a couple of weeks. I think it's been 5 or 6 weeks since I've done a Sunday live show.
It's been a while.
Ooh, man, knocking the rust off a little bit here. Ooh, let's do this. Let's do a live show.
Let's do it. And we're going to be taking the calls. We have some topics tonight. So first of all, welcome back, because I did one last week. We did the tribute to Scott Galloway.
Scott Galloway.
Scott Galloway. Yeah, your cousin and Jeff's cousin. To Mr. Jeff Galloway, where people called in and they had tributes for Jeff that passed away a couple weeks ago at this point. And if you have any words you would like to add to that, you can definitely call in tonight, because he had an influence on all of us in our running journeys. So many of us got into it because of his inspiration, his encouragement, and his words. So if you want to do that tonight, we can do that. We had the show on Friday where we talked about, Pam and I talked about what we would add to our ultimate Disney parks bag. We kind of ping pong back and forth, added one thing, and then the other person added a thing. We had added 10 things to a park bag. Let me ask you that, Scott, real quick. When you guys go into the parks, you're typically with Elizabeth, not always with Emily, but at least you're with Elizabeth. You guys a parks bag, or do you go without a parks bag these days? I know it's kind of changes over the years, but where are you at right now?
We're more so not a parks bag. So bags have evolved over the years too, right? So Emily has kind of had those crossbodies the last couple of years. Those have kind of been like a fashion thing that's kind of in, and they're smaller. So those have come in handy. And Liz has gotten one too. So when Emily's not with us, Liz will sometimes bring a crossbody in. So a little smaller, and that's come in handy. That kind of came in handy when we were at Disneyland, because that fits one of my portable chargers really well, because and now that I have my camera too, for the vlogging, I don't want to necessarily have a portable charger, my iPhone, and my camera like all in my pockets. Like I need to go back to the 90s, early 2000s cargo shorts if I'm doing that, you know.
Exactly that, because that was kind of like the dad bag back in the like early 2000s. I wouldn't bring a bag, but I had the cargo shorts, and that had the volume of like a crossbody. I mean, I had everything. And
Exactly.
the hack was there. You didn't have to go through bag search. You could just, it was the craziest thing, dude. You could carry in as much as you would in a bag, but just walk right through. They never checked your pockets, but it was a thing. Anyway, so go ahead. Sorry.
So the crossbodies are thing unless if weather is in the way. So like, cause we're more umbrella people than the ponchos. So, and our kind of rule is if you bring the umbrella, the rain for sure is not going to happen.
100%. We appreciate
your insurance policy.
I appreciate you carrying that for the rest of us. Yes.
Yeah. But if you don't bring the umbrella, if you leave the umbrella in the room, you're looking at the forecast, like, oh, we're going to be fine. You know, our boy Jason somehow is going to show up and then it's going to thunderstorm. You know, it's just guaranteed to happen. Yes. So with that, though, you can't really put that in the crossbody, you know, so then that's where you need to bring a backpack. And like Liz has a backpack, but I don't know about you. Like, I just find it a hassle now. I like being free, you know. I don't like having the bag anymore. You know, maybe I'm spoiled now, but I just love not having I did the whole diaper bag thing and the stroller and all that. I did my time, Mike, and I don't want to go back to that anymore. So the crossbody is what I like, and I'd even wear a crossbody too. Like I know Wade's in the chat. He has one. I'd rock one too, because it's good enough of a size to put like your phone and your chargers and things in, your keys. And that's the perfect size for me these days.
Yeah. From Billy from up in Northern Illinois, he showed his in the Discord. I believe it was earlier today. It was like a Haunted Mansion kind of print on it. It looked awesome. Crossbody thing. It is funny how you evolve though, because I think I mentioned this to Pam. We recorded the show on Friday, is that I used to have a big backpack that I used at space camp. Because like down there, we had like a campus, right? You had like multiple buildings for like the simulators and the mission control and like the dorms we lived in, and the UAH campus we did classes. We were all over the place. You had all these like books and stuff you had to carry around. So you had this, it was like a college thing. So you had all these books you had to carry and equipment. So I had this huge backpack. Well, I just transformed that, after the summer, I used that for the rest of the year for my backpack when I went to Disney. Plus, our kids were younger then. So like, you had to bring like, if you're in line, you had to bring Cheez-Its and stuff like that. Now I'm just like, I'm past that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I just don't carry anything anymore other than like stuff I can keep in my pockets. Like you said, I always have to have a portable charger, a cord, but I don't schlep stuff as much. But I look back and I mean, that backpack was big and it was full, and I just can't remember for the life of me, like, what did I have? Because I mean, that thing, like when I look at the pictures from like 15, 17 years ago, because Mallory's 18 now, like when she was a baby, I mean, I think it was jam packed. I was like a Sherpa. Like, what did I have in that sucker? Because
you might have had like snacks, right? Like,
but I mean,
because if you were on the dining plan, you were like stuffing like those little chocolate desserts, in there.
You're 100% right. Because the thing was, and that's so true, because you would get dessert with your sit down dinner, right? And then you would get that little cake thing in the cup with your quick service. Everybody got one of those with your quick service meal every time, and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm still full. I'll eat this later." You never ate it later. So by the end of the trip,
you'd have sprinkles on it.
Yeah. By the end of the trip, you'd have 17 of those in your backpack.
You would. If you drove though, I mean, that was like your road trip like snack, But one thing to consider too, though, Mike, that we're not even thinking about, that I end up doing this a lot. 'Cause like I go in without a bag a lot, but I walk out with a bag often because I buy merchandise. So a lot of times that phone charger of mine or my camera ends up in like a reusable bag that I end up buying at the Emporium because I bought something during the day. So like a lot of times that ends up being my bag, is a reusable bag sometimes.
But see, I do hold off till the end of the day on that stuff because I hate carrying like that kind of a bag. Like that annoys. Like I need something that's on my back. Like that.
Yeah, but sometimes I can't take that chance. If I see the size shirt that I need,
See, like, that's why they need to bring back resort delivery. I hate that. See, the resort delivery needs to come back because I do not like that problem. Back. Yeah, that's 100%. Because I do not like. I need my hands free all day. I don't know why. I guess because
I know because I don't like. Yeah, because that's another thing too. Like I don't like like when you're on Space Mountain, like, oh, I hate like trying to figure out where am I gonna put this bag, you know? Like, I guess I'm gonna like try to like put it on the side of the ride vehicle here, you know? And then if you buy something, you're trying to figure out where to put it. Like, yeah, it's a challenge sometimes with those bags.
Okay, so we have some topics tonight besides this, but if you have one, we're going to open the phone lines in just a second, but we have a couple of questions we're going to answer right off the top of the show to see if Scott's still got his A game after the cruise.
Ooh.
We are going to talk some Disneyland too, because we didn't get to talk about, by the way, tomorrow on the podcast, you get a long one. It's going to be, we had a great time recording this one, man. We got going when we started recording this past Wednesday, and like we had to go to bed because we just kept talking. So I hope you enjoy. I think you guys are going to enjoy tomorrow's show. We enjoyed recording it. It's all about Scott's cruise. And I'm telling you, like I almost had to stop the show 3 or 4 times just to go book this cruise because we are doing this fall. It sounds awesome. Real quick though, Natalie has an off-topic question for you, Scott. So this one has to be rapid fire because it's not
right.
Disney. She's going to Ann Arbor this weekend. She needs a good 1 or 2 food recommendation. She's over on Instagram. So where does she need to eat in Ann Arbor this weekend? Real quick.
Okay. So it's oh my gosh, rapid fire. Like I struggle with the rapid fire. I can't think of the place. It's like, can I get back to her really quick?
We're going to get back
during
to
the show?
Natalie. Yes. We'll get back. Okay. So let's see. We got another question. This is a Disney question here. It is Donald from Seattle. Question. I tore my meniscus at work this week and we're supposed to go to Springtime Surprise. We changed out our vacation to Hawaii. Can we donate our bibs to charity? I don't think you can. And I hate that because Don, I know that you have a great heart and that is this is one of those things where it just doesn't make sense, right? Because like you want to do that and I understand like you're trying to do the right thing. You're hurt. You're not trying to scam anybody. But I think that the reason Disney does this is because they can't police it, right? Because like, one bad apple spoils the whole bunch, right? Because of the transferring of a bib. And I know that this is the best. You should be able to do that, right? You want to give it to a charity. They could resell it, give it to somebody, do something good with it. But I just think that they have that zero tolerance on transferring bibs. I'm pretty sure. I mean, you could contact them through their contact us page, but I don't think so.
Can I go back to my Ann Arbor really quick?
Yes.
Okay. Cause I couldn't think of the name of the restaurant. So it's right when you come into town and you turn left, like from Depot Street. It's called the Gandy Dancer. So it's right on the Huron River there. So it's like this seafood restaurant right by the train track. Really beautiful restaurant, especially if you like seafood. So the Gandy Dancer, and I like the Earl. So if you like wine, it's a great place for wine. They have like live jazz every single night. So if you like jazz music or just any type of live music, the Earl is really cool. It's like this old building. Just in general, like there's just great restaurants all over Ann Arbor. And another place I like that's kind of like easy to get to, like a nice parking lot. It's like kind of in a plaza. It's called Big Alora. Great pizzas, great pasta. You'll really like that place too.
There you go, Natalie. Enjoy Ann Arbor. Very good.
I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to learn a lot of these spots now. Those are 3 places I've been to that I really like though.
See, the show goes on long enough. You know, Scott's giving you tips about Ann Arbor. Who'd have thought? You know, we don't have resort delivery. Thought, right? I know it's great. It's a crazy world. All right. And M. Jill says, Scotty G, come to Buffalo next weekend. I'll trade Disney tips for old fashions. Oh, dude,
you go. I mean, my Spartans are going to be there. I just gave Ann Arbor tips, but I truly bleed green and white though.
I was going to say, dude, you have somebody offer to give you old fashions to talk Disney with them. And why you can go watch some Sparty? Come on now.
Dude, that sounds great. Like I need to get the time off work and I'll be in Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo's not that far away. I'll go through Canada. That's the best way for me to get to Buffalo. So let's do it.
Do we have the best listeners or what, man? You can just talk Disney and they'll feed you old fashions and you can go watch your basketball team, man.
That sounds like the perfect weekend.
I'm just saying.
You're talking Disney. You got Michigan State hoops and old fashions. Oh, come on.
You know that we do these shows.
Buffalo's not getting snow though, right? Like I don't know. I worry about Buffalo with their snow.
That's true,
like,
dude. Oh yeah, dude, where Trisha's. I don't know how you guys are going to get, but like where Trisha is, like 2 feet of snow, like as we speak.
Northern Michigan, like in the Upper Peninsula, is getting blasted. Not down here though. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, this week's a little sketch. I'm just saying. I don't know what it's going to be like anywhere this week, but yeah. So you know we do those shows like what are the odds makers? I would lay a less than 0 that Scotty G ends up having old fashions in Buffalo at some point this week. I'm not saying it's 100%. I'm just saying it's less than 0%.
No, I mean the Spartans are going to be there. I'm trying to remember. Are they Thursday or Friday? If they're Friday, chances are higher.
See, I'm saying it's less than 0. Scotty G ends up having old fashions talking Disney in Buffalo with M. Jill, listener M. Jill over
I
Instagram.
think that's who. I think I got a DM. I think that might have been who.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of DMs apparently. All right. So by the way, the phone lines are open at 407-584-7173. You want to call with us your question. You want to talk about what's in your park bag. You want to talk about something Disney should bring back besides resort delivery. You want to ask Scott a question about his cruise. He was just sailing on the Disney Wonder out of San Diego. He did that Catalina Island. What was your other?
Ensenada?
Why do I want to say Escondido?
Dude,
Ensenada.
I told Liz before we did that trip report that's coming out tomorrow, like, how many times am I going to say Ensenada wrong? Because I butchered it so many times, like, while we're on the trip.
I was like, Enchilito.
Because I always wanted to say E. I want to go ES first for some reason, but it's really easy. If you just think EN first, it's easy.
I gotta give a shout out to Matt Parrish, who's tuned in over on Facebook from the 30.
Matt Parrish, I haven't heard from my friend.
I know, from the
30
3028. We'll both have something in common this Friday. You know what that is?
The Mizzou Tigers.
We'll be screaming at our phones and the TV. We'll be like, what is going on? It's just one more day of misery. You know, it's just like, come on. Oh, you know, but we always have hope. I even hung up a new Mizzou flag here in the studio off. You can't see it. It's off camera, but it's not good. 407-584-7173. You want to give us a call? Talk Disney. Let's do that. Let's see. Oh, we have a question here from Dan Bryce over on Facebook. And he says, my question is, we're going down with our daughters for kindergarten graduation. Wow, nice.
Perfect.
2 days after we land, Bluey meet and greet opens up. We are there for 12 days. Will there be a better time to beat the lines? Oh, man. That's going to be a big one. You got to go with
not the first day. The first day is going to be really busy, wouldn't you think?
Oh, yeah, because you know you're going to be behind Ricky. So I'm trying to think. So they're going to be there for 12 days. I mean, I would go towards the end. I mean, because it's just going to be the influencers are going to try to get their content.
And avoid the weekends. I mean, a lot of locals will go on the weekends, you know, to go see, because there's going to be a lot of locals that want to have their children go see Bluey, or just go see Bluey themselves, right? I want to go see Bluey and Bingo, but
do you watch Bluey?
I've caught some of it. I mean, we're past that, but like it's for adults too, Mike. I mean, I've watched it. It you know, actually, I have a thought that I want to share with you really quick about television in rooms really quick, because I was like, I've seen it like on TV, like while like on Disney trips, like just kind of flipping around, and I think it's really good. But I'm going to transition to my thought really quick, because we were just talking about Disney Cruise Line. When you're in the stateroom, I love like putting on like the TV at night, and you have the whole entire catalog of Disney movies, it seems like, on Disney Cruise Line.
This is where this is where we're different, but go ahead.
I know we're a little different here, but like you can watch almost any Disney animated film. They got all these Marvel films, and I'm like, and maybe you just don't care about this. Maybe you're my wrong audience here, but to bounce this idea off of, but like, why doesn't Walt Disney World have that in their room? Like they can do it on Cruise Line.
Yes.
Why can't they have that same feature at the World, where I can just like go in and like have that? They have the capabilities, right? Like,
well, I mean,
why can't I go into the same software and just do that at Walt Disney World? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know if it has to be like because they're in international waters or whatever. I mean, but they should. They're Disney. They own it. And so World, because I never watched the TV. Do they have the whole Disney Plus like there, or do you just have access to your own Disney Plus account there? Is that like?
I think it's your own account. Maybe it's changed recently though. I don't know. I feel like I've seen some updates about
because wouldn't it not make sense to like give you the full on Disney Plus while you're staying in a Walt Disney World hotel? Because I mean,
it's a great way to
what's a great way to sell it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, your kids mess around with it for 5-6 days. Adults mess around with it for 5-6 days. Like, oh, I like this. I want to go home, and I had like basically a free trial every night when I was back. You know, you had a rainy day, you check it out. I mean, I'm guessing 80% of the people have it that stay at a hotel, but maybe not. It doesn't probably cost them. I mean, what's it cost them to stream it? Nothing.
I don't know. I just love that on the ship. You know, I'll be honest, like you wear yourselves out, right? You've just been like in the lounge or whatever, you know, you've been in the tube, and you come back, you start a movie, and then like 10 minutes, boom, you're like already snoring, you're out. But what's great about it, if you turn it off, like you wake up in the middle of the night, you turn it off and you resume it the next day, it picks up right where it left off. Like you turn it, you say, if I started 101 Dalmatians and the Twilight Bark was happening where I turned it off, you turn it back on. It's like, do you want to resume? Boom, it picks it right back up at the Twilight Bark. Like like, I don't understand why they can't do that at Walt Disney World. But I mean, just
They
a random
could.
Scott thought is all.
I love Random Scott thought. That's a good one. And Sammy says over on Facebook, it is your own Disney account. They had to log in when they were there 2 weeks ago. See, this, it's a like these perks. Like that is not a hard perk to give. And a lot of these perks would, I think, like you would at least break even. I'm sure you would get some people to bite. And Disney Plus is expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I mean, what's the difference? You're just going to watch the cable TV that they offer? Like, I'm just going to watch HGTV instead when I go to bed instead of like a Disney movie? I don't understand.
Well, so you know what I watch, right? I mean, because I don't watch the movies.
Like the resort TV stuff, right?
And I don't know how other people. We need calls too, by the way. It's an open line. This is your chance to be a part of the show. You could be the third
This is
member
just the Scott
of the
and Mike
panel.
show now.
Otherwise, this is gonna be like Mike and Scott this week. But I keep it on that channel, and I love this channel. It's that little channel that shows where your ship is, and it shows you how deep the sea is.
Oh, I thought you were talking about World. I thought
No, I'm talking on the cruise. On the cruise. I love that channel.
Like the captain. I call it the captain's.
It's like it just shows you like where you are in the world, and it shows where all the other ships are. It's like it's like the Navigator channel, like channel 4 or something.
Yeah,
and it shows you like across the bottom, like the winds and the the sea depth and all that.
And how many knots you're going,
and how many miles you've traveled since Port Canaveral or whatever. I love that channel.
You're gonna love that when we do this sailing I just did, because like you don't go anywhere because like you're like in this small little triangle on that itinerary. But
the funniest thing,
I love that channel too.
Well, because I was watching you guys, right? And I don't know why this like blew my mind. And it's just me because of the cruises I've been on. Like every cruise I've ever taken, I think every cruise, and I've done like 20. I think every single cruise I've ever gone on, you've always gone south. And like you guys went north. And I'm like,
we went north to start.
Like, I mean, because like if you take an Alaska cruise, you go north too. But like you guys went north. I'm like, where are they going? Because you guys went to Catalina Island. I was like, that's so strange.
I mean, you don't really feel that, right? Like you're just like you're just on the ship and you're just going, You
guys were basically almost like
map, you're like, whoa, that's kind of weird.
And you guys were basically, I mean, just like off of Long Beach, kind of, off of Anaheim, not too far.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah. I guess because that itinerary kind of goes from Los Angeles too. So I guess in that way you would go south from there. But from San Diego though, like, I mean, that's the southern tip basically of California. So you do have to go north to go to Catalina. It's so funny.
All right. 407-584-7173. We're going to hang out here and amuse ourselves with funny stories. All right. We have a question from Sammy, by the way, who just helped us out. She says, and give us a call if you want. Let's see. She says, question for you guys from Ohio over here. So Sammy's in Ohio. My boyfriend and I are going to Port Orleans Riverside April 10th for an adult weekend trip. We took the kids a couple of weeks ago and want to take advantage as much as we can. We have a 2-day park hopper, but what are some places we should prioritize? I'm trying to plan some restaurants and things we can see or do. We will have the table service dining plan. So going April 10. So in a few weeks, about a month.
So my question is, I mean, if you like to, I mean, it might be hard to get ADR at this point for this too, because you're in that window, but if you like to partake like in an alcoholic beverage, I think with 2 adults, like GO82 would be a must do for me because it's 21 and over there. So, and I think that's a great experience too. Even if you don't want to partake in like an alcoholic beverage, like they have mocktails there too. And I think it's just, if you're a fan of Epcot, I think it's just so cool to go in there and see the decor. It's so themed well to Spaceship Earth, and you get this great view. I'm going to say Future World. I know it's wrong, of Future World. And I just love it. The background loop is great. It's comfortable in there. It's a little loud, I will say. I think, Mike, you've only been in there once. I've only been there once too, but it was pretty loud in there. But I will say, like, it's an enjoyable experience. So I think that's a great thing to do. If you're at Port Orleans Riverside, I think it's worth the hike over to French Quarter and get some beignets one day too. Wouldn't you say, Mike?
I would totally agree with that. Definitely go over to Riverside.
Or French Quarter.
Oh, sorry, yeah, French Quarter. And I was thinking Riverside though, if you're there over the weekend, I have a calendar in front of me. Check out. I'm pulling the calendar. Check out Yeehaw Ba. Well, I just saw him post though that he's going to go like he was supposed to go like to the Far East on a trip, but it got canceled, of Middle East. And he's going to the Pacific Northwest to visit his daughter. So I don't know if he'll be there, but if he's performing, see him. We just got a call, but it got disconnected. Yeah, that is a weekend. But if you can see him, he performs Thursday through Saturday nights at the River Roost. That'd be a cool thing right there at your resort. That's fun. But yeah, the lounges would be a cool thing to do. But I mean, like, okay, table service. What'd be the best like table service restaurant though, like without the kids?
So usually your best value is character meals, but probably not. Don't want to do a character meal if you don't have the kids. Save that when you have the kids. Trying to think here. What would be a really good one to do? I like doing something maybe on. So you're at French Quarter. You could go well if you're doing the park hopper. I'm gonna go like around the theme parks maybe. Go somewhere like at the monorail. Narcoossee's is like a 2-table service, so I'm just saying my thoughts out loud here. Maybe like a Kona Cafe, like somewhere on the monorail. Like I like that idea. Go to Kona, even though they've kind of changed their menu, like evolved it over the last few years, but I still think you get a good experience there. You're close to the Polynesian, then you can, go to the Magic Kingdom afterwards, or if you don't want to go back in, you can watch the fireworks from the Polynesian. So I like Kona as an option if you're looking for something close by to the resort.
All right, let me try to get this one in.
Mike's trying to figure out the phone lines here.
Nope, we got it. Sorry,
and
then, it was Wade calling a second ago, and it wasn't working for Wade. So Wade, give us a call back after this call because we got another call. I don't know why it wasn't working for Wade, and we're not trying to ditch you, Wade. I promise you, because I'm come up on my phone. But we have another call. Hey, caller, who's there? Maybe. Hang on.
Oh, maybe the phone lines aren't working.
I heard him for a second, didn't you?
I didn't hear anything.
956.
I think a San Angel Inn could be another good one to go to. I really like that spot. And I think I saw this when the last time I rode a Grand Fiesta Tour. They kind of like brought up the lights a little bit so you can actually read your menu now and like actually see your food, because that was always kind of like a thing, because I always loved how like dimly lit the restaurant was, but then sometimes like your meal would come out and you really couldn't see it, like, oh, is this what I ordered? But I've always found the food offerings to be pretty good there, and I think that's a really good value with the dining plan. So if you're looking for like a nice meal in Epcot, I think that's a really good one to do that you can get for a 1-table service. Maybe tie that in with a visit to GO82, and then you go over to Mexico. I like that plan.
I love that plan. Sorry about that. All right, we'll try this one more time. I think you
got my technician over here trying to figure out all the stuff.
I'm not a technician. It worked great last week, I promise you. And it was down for a month.
Oh my, the jinx.
Nope, you're not the jinx, but I don't know what's going on. All right, again, 475-847-173. Do those things. Yeah. Maybe like a California grill though, if you want to do something like fancy, see the fireworks.
So that'd be two credits. I don't necessarily want them to burn both.
Yeah, that's true. That's
because I will.
Yeah,
from my experience,
I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, two credits.
I think that's a bad value to use for the dining plan. I'd rather pay out of pocket for a signature restaurant, because I'd rather not burn through two. That's just a Scotty G thing, I guess.
I'm the same way. I'm exactly the same way. I do not like to do signature.
I'd rather just pay out of pocket and maybe use your other one for like a breakfast or something, like a breakfast and a dinner for your table service, even though a breakfast might not be a good use either.
Yep. I like to get more meals than like use one signature. All right, again, whoever's calling in, here we go. Thank you for trying. We'll give it a shot here. Let's see what happens. Hopefully this works. Hello, caller, you there? Caller.
I don't hear anything. But I'm also going to be at Riverside. Sammy, I'm going to miss you by a week, just about, which is kind of a bummer.
It is a bummer.
But I hope you have a great time.
Because that'll be right before Springtime Surprise, right?
I'm going to be there for Springtime Surprise. I'm doing the 10K.
Hang on 1 second. Let me try this. Hang on, caller.
I may have booked that one without my travel agent. I think I was like a last minute. I was like, oh, I need to book this one. So sorry, Mike. It was just like a 2-day.
Caller, you there? Hello, caller. Hang on 1 second, caller.
This is great podcasting.
Caller, you there? I know it's terrible podcasting. I don't know what changes. Like, this is terrible. This happens.
Were you able to take calls last week?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you just said that.
Like it was totally fine last week. We had a great
It's going to a voicemail according to Wade.
That
Hmm.
is bizarre.
That is bizarre.
Maybe I changed one setting. All right, try it one more time. 407-584-7173. 407-584-7173. We'll try that. So Springtime Surprise, you're doing the 10K, correct?
10K only.
Let's see. We'll try.
Because it's Tigger, and I think my mom was a crazy obsessed with Tigger. I mean, she just loved, like, she called my dad Danny the Tiger was like his nickname. She just loved Tigger. We had Tigger decorations all in my house. That was really like the big Disney draw, actually, growing up. And she passed away a few years ago. So when anything Tigger related, like I'm drawn to, just as memory of my mom. So I was like, oh my God, they're actually going to have like a Tigger themed race. Like I have to do this. So I signed up for it, kind of forgot about it. Actually, that's why, like, I didn't even like, I kind of forgot about it. Like I always go to you for my travel planning, and like I got like an email from Run Disney saying like, oh yeah, you're signed up for this. So I was like, oh my God, I got to get a room. And like, so like last minute, I just like went on the website and just booked like a 2-day thing. I was like, I'll just book this, like, not a big deal to you, I'm guessing. So sorry for not reaching out to you. Cause like, it was like a last minute thing. Like, I just need to get a room like right now,
Right now I'm just trying to get the phones working and I can't get them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's driving me nuts. No. So I love the idea of the Tigger thing. So now I know there's a lot of speculation though for springtime that the Brooks shoes might come out with some kind of like Winnie the Pooh Tigger kind of collaboration.
If they do, like,
hey, I'm going to try to reboot this computer and see if
I don't know what I'm going to do, because I mean, about like my, my story about the Disney golf that one year. So I have some driver head covers that are Tigger, which is not normally a Disney golf character. So like Grumpy is one, Pinocchio one, Mickey and Minnie obviously are. And one year, I think I was with you and Wade, and we were in the clubhouse and we saw Tigger driver heads. And I asked the guy behind the pro shop, I'm like, is that Tigger back there? And they're like, yeah. They're like, we only have a few of these though. This is a mistake that we made. We printed these without approval because Tigger is not affiliated with Disney Golf. And so we made like 100 of these. They're very rare. I'm like, all right, give me like 5 of them. like what can you sell me? Like this is crazy that this is rare. You have Tigger on golf. I golf. Like my dad and brother, like my brother definitely golfs. My dad not so much. I'm like, give me what you can. And like, so like I got, my dad a cover head. I got my brother one. I have one. So I got all that. So if they come out with Tigger shoes, like, am I gonna have to like give my dad and brother like Tigger running shoes too? Like I don't know. That's kind of where I'm getting at with this. Like I know like I'm gonna have to get some. I probably had to get like 2 pair, like one just like to have it like in a box for like a collector's item, because like I have some of my mom's Tiggers, just like kind of sitting like in a room like as like collector's stuff, So I feel like the shoes would have to go in there like just pristine like in a box, but then I probably would want to wear some too, as a memory. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but that's gonna be costly though if they do.
I know, that's what I'm saying, is like you kind of like, you're excited to see if it's your favorite character or something that you really enjoy to come out, but then oh my gosh, that just made the weekend that much more expensive. I didn't even consider all that other stuff you just mentioned. You just gave me like the sweats, because they'd be like $1,000 as expensive. Those shoes are so expensive. Because I remember back in the days,
I gotta hold on to them for a Christmas present though.
That's true. So. That is true. I mean, it's early in the year, but definitely could just knock that out. But because
I bought my dad and brother a Christmas present when I was in San Diego last Sunday or last Saturday.
Yeah, because I remember with the New Balance shoes, like we used to have to buy them for like our girls too. So it was always like we were buying ours, we were buying the girls.
Those Little Mermaid ones, I'm still like upset about, because we bought them that princess weekend, or they were, maybe it wasn't a princess weekend.
No, it was a marathon because I was there. I didn't go.
That's right. And then Emily outgrew them in 2 weeks, like 2 weeks later. It was just like we just dropped $110 on these shoes or whatever, because that was the thing. Emily couldn't even buy the kid size. Emily had to get women's because she had like already like her foot size was already to like a women's size.
Yep.
So we had to buy like the women's shoe, so it cost more, and then she outgrown
Not
it
having
in
problems.
like 2 weeks.
All right. I think we got the phones working. Hey, who's there? Caller, you there? Do you hear him, Scott?
I hear some kind of noise.
7173.
They can't hear us though.
They can't hear us now. Well,
It
we
was
got to
reading
hear
back the
them.
phone number.
Yes, they knew the phone number to call. All right. Well,
Oh man.
we're halfway home.
At least they didn't like say anything bad either.
Yeah, I know that was close. I know what to change though. Hang on.
I can't get on this Be Our Guest podcast for nothing.
Podcast stinks. Let's see here. Hang on.
Oh man.
What's going on here?
Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. Disney gets you when you're like attached to like anything really, like a character, or if it's Run Disney, like they but the collectors, once you are into the collecting, the vinylmations, the pins, I want to stay at every resort, I want an ornament from every resort, like they know their audience, I think, pretty well. Sometimes I scratch my head when you watch the latest Must See Adventure, like you'll hear something that Liz says. I think you and Liz actually talked about it when we are at Lookout Key, and 6 months later, we're still scratching our head, like, how has Disney still not done this yet? And that's like with the Lizzie and Sandy character people that do the narration, like, how is there not like a stuffed animal of those?
That's 100% true. I cannot believe they don't market those characters on Lookout. Like
that is the biggest moneymaker for Disney Cruise Line.
Yes, 100%.
Or those Bohemian cruises, like those.
Yes.
I mean, they could just sell them at Lookout. I mean, they could be on the ship too. I mean, that goes on those sailings. Like, I mean, I don't know how.
Yeah. And I will say the only way I'm dodging the bullet on those shoes is that I can't run in Brooks. I can't even wear Brooks. Like they don't work with my foot. Like the New Balance did, and those were.
I mean, I even got Liz to buy one. We bought the Chip and Dale ones, and I mean, Liz she brought them on her last trip. She was wearing them at Disneyland, and I'm like, dang, now. So it just depends on how cute something is. Like, well, they got us. Like, we spent like $300 some bucks on some Chip and Dale shoes.
And those run weekends they're so expensive as it is, and then you get that on top, and like you got, oh man, and I mean, by the time this comes out, Marathon Weekend registration will have happened, but recording in real time, that happens in 2 days, and it's just like, whew, again, it's just the stress of it all. Like, I'm already signed up because I got a charity bib, but I just remember how stressful that is.
Yeah, it's stressful,
but it's fun though.
It's almost as stressful as trying to figure out these phone lines.
Oh, dude, I'm trying again. I'll try one more time. I got to log back in. Wish I didn't have such a long password. There we go. I apologize to everybody for this. I don't know why. It's one of those things. If you knew the setup to take the live, this is why everybody doesn't take live calls on the air, because the setup is a nightmare. But we figured out a way to do it when it works 90%.
But yeah, for those listening, I put a poll on the BRS Podcast Discord today as of the live recording, because I think it was Billy. Billy had a question about if there was going to be a meetup over Springtime Surprise.
Yeah, he asked about that.
Yeah, so I put a poll. I think I definitely should have one. So about where we should. I think the Riverside resorts or the Port Orleans resorts were winning. The last I checked, so it might be over there. Maybe we'll do a beignet meetup. That sounds kind of fun. I mean, selfishly, that works for me because I'll be staying at Riverside.
Good call.
But we'll probably do it that Saturday would be my guess too. So once we have that locked down, we can share that at a live show, and we'll post it in the Discord, obviously, as well, and not in the Lizards page too, because since that's over Springtime Surprise, we'll have a lot of runners. I don't think we have as many runners during the Springtime Surprise. I mean, because that's a weekend that struggles with its identity, right? It's a different theme every year, but I think it's kind of cool. It's a different theme, because sometimes, like this year, it drew me in because it's Tigger, even though I like the anniversary years, and this is the 5th year, so I kind of wish I would have just done the challenge, but like, I don't want to wake up every morning. I'm just there to just do the 10K, maybe have like a day where me and Liz can just hang out like on a Sunday and not have to wake up early. We can actually like chill and like hang out at Epcot for a day and not have to worry about a race. Like that just sounds nice. And Emily won't be with us. It'll be like a cool day for me and Liz. And not have to worry about running.
They revealed the course yet, have they? For that? Because
they did. They did last week, I think.
So what's the 10K? What's the 10K course?
I'm guessing the 10K is going to be like the marathon weekend, Princess.
So,
10K,
so it goes around Boardwalk. See, I love that course. That's a good course.
I'm guessing. The first year they did it though, it didn't because it was like the race for the Taste 10K. Remember, like the first year was like trying to be like retro. Like it tried to like they did the nighttime. Like they tried to do the Expedition Everest 5K again.
I remember I did that race for the Taste one 10K.
And there was bad weather. Like because you came down like the next day. Like you did the 10K and the 10 miler. I think that year. I remember.
Yeah.
And like the 5K was just cursed. The nighttime races are just cursed at Disney because they tried to do the 5K again and then like they shortened it to like 2.4 miles because there's bad weather at Animal Kingdom. But I think that race to the Taste 10K was even different, a different course, which is actually kind of cool. But I don't think they released the 10K course. They did the 10 miler. They released it the other day.
We'll try it. I'm a sucker. We'll try one more time. But
we're gonna try it again.
I mean, it's not gonna work, right?
So I'll just keep talking.
No, because I'm gonna ask you about the 10-mile course. Okay, caller, you there? And we're back. All right, so I'll just start recording this, and I'll just saw those two together.
Man, I was saying good stuff. No,
I got most of it. This is just okay. Good. Okay, so everybody can hear us both. By the way, it was Principal Tim that was trying to call in, and you know what? I think I say this.
Oh my gosh! You think you figured it out?
No. Well, I don't know. Hang on. I didn't shock myself when I was back there behind the board. Let's see.
I heard some.
Yeah, I know the buzzing was.
I almost felt like I could feel
sticking
it
up under my hat. I know, like I feel like my eyebrows might be singed. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, it looks like all the settings are correct. I mean, because I take pictures of everything. That's one thing I've learned is like when you get a setting right, take a picture. Hang on, what do I got going on here? Hang on. I got all kinds of mess here.
I mean, Disney could learn for that. They knew how to do a night race right, and then they changed it though. So.
Oh my God, let's do this. Let's just see if this works. Because I do want to talk about the night races. People gotta listen to this and be like, if you ever want to know why you don't ever try a live podcast, this is why. This is 100% why you never do one. All right, because I'm a sucker. I will never stop trying. And so let's see here. Dupe, because this works. We've done this a million times. Okay, caller, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Holy smokes!
Oh my gosh, Mike figured it out.
Oh my God! See, this is why you act the fool 17 times, because on the 18th time, sometimes you can get lucky right before St. Patrick's Day.
That's right. Even a squirrel finds a nut.
Oh my God! My grandpa said that 1,000 times, and it came true once. That's exactly. All squirrels have, every somebody has its day. That's right. This call. Who do we have on the line?
This is Tim from North Carolina.
Tim, I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with us, and you're my favorite social media principal. Let me just tell you, if I ever get back in education, I'm coming and teaching in your district. I promise you, sir.
Well, I got news for you. I just retired.
Oh no! Well, congratulations on that. Huge congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That's awesome.
31 years in education goes by really quick.
Oh my gosh! Think about the lives you impacted in those years.
Well, a lot of good people and a lot of, there's challenges in education, but there's a lot of good things about it. And I look back with a lot of good memories.
Well, let me just say congratulations on that. And your community sure appreciates the time you put in. And that's an amazing thing. And I love following everything you show on social media. You highlight your teachers, your students, and your community. I love seeing that from here in the Midwest. I sure appreciate it.
I appreciate that, Mike.
So what you got going on? Let's talk some Disney.
Well, yeah, just calling in my wife and I just got home from a celebration retirement trip. I'm like 9 days into retirement. So we took a trip and went to the Caribbean resort for 5 days and enjoyed Disney. And then we went on our first Disney cruise. Oh. Man, it was awesome.
That's a great retirement celebration if I ever heard.
We had a great time. And, we've been going to Disney since 2007, DVC members since 2010, never done a Disney cruise. And I can tell you, it's everything you guys say about it and everyone we talk to, It's true. It was absolutely fantastic.
I wonder what's going on. Like, I want to hear more about this, but like, this is just something I picked up in the last like year and a half to 2 years. There's been a lot of first time cruisers lately,
Yes.
and and like a lot of longtime Disney fans finally going cruising. And I'm glad to see it. So I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Tim, it's just an observation I made though. I feel like there's a lot of first time cruisers coming aboard. So, but what'd you think, Tim?
Yeah, my wife and I have, we've cruised another cruise line that shall not be named, I guess you'd say.
We don't care. We don't care. We don't care.
We've cruised Carnival 4 times with our family, and really kind of got a little, just didn't think it was meeting the right standards. Last few times we went, as far as just cleanliness and the quality of things, and so as we were looking for a retirement trip, we said, what the heck? There was a discount with the Fantasy, since it was kind of a different time period, I guess, in March, and we took the plunge, and I'm telling you, it was 1,000 times better than any other cruise we've been on. The Fantasy is just a wonderful ship. Just fell in love with it. Just the size of it, the adult sections, the pool, the satellite falls. I mean, you name it. We just all the entertainment. We had a blast. We sailed out and went to Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. I have trouble putting all that together, but we had a fabulous time there. Just a great cruise, and we. Listening to your advice, we booked the placeholder before we got off the ship. We're in love with it.
That's a no-brainer because because I mean, even if you forget about it, like you totally forget about it in 2 years to the day, you'll get that $250 right back to your card. So you cannot lose that. You can just it's just money that sits out there. So, and you'll get that 10% down the line. But here's my thoughts on this. Okay. To me, I think the Dream class is the perfect class of ship. The Dream and the Fantasy, those 2 ships. I think that's the best class of ship for a first timer because I think it flows the best. It's got a good variety of it's just got a great sampling of what Disney Cruise Line offers. It's the best size, I think, for I mean, Scott, do you agree with that? I mean, if I was going to offer a first timer, it'd be the Dream of the Fantasy is my favorite overall ship, I think.
I agree 100%. So how was the dining? Like, how was your dining rotation? Were you able to do any adult dining at Palo or Remy for the retirement celebration?
We talked about that, and we decided not to do that because we really wanted to experience the rotation.
Makes sense.
And so we didn't do Remy or Palo. We enjoyed it. We thought the food was great. I'd say our least favorite was Animator's Palette, and probably our favorite was Royal Court. I'm looking at my wife; she's nodding her head.
That lines up to what I would say. Yes.
Yeah. So the food seemed to get progressively better. We started at Animator's Palette, and each night it seemed to go better. And man, fireworks at sea! Wow, I mean, that was awesome.
That's pretty cool. Only Disney can pull that one off.
Let me ask you this: what was your favorite show? Did you guys go to the shows in the Walt Disney Theater?
We ended up only having too much fun the last 2 nights, but the first night we went to see Aladdin, and that was fantastic. And we saw Believe, and I remember you guys speaking about Believe and getting a little tear in your eye. My daughter's now 24, so especially I guess it was the ballroom scene with the different princesses. Debbie looked over, and I had a few tears coming out of my eyes. Yeah. That one got me pretty good. Sure.
Yeah, they should issue a warning to all dads of daughters, like when you're going into the theater. Like,
bring some Kleenex.
Yeah, be careful. This one could get you right in the feels because that one, it's tough. Go ahead, Scott.
Did you make your way to any of the lounges? Like, did you check out like Skyline or anything like that? I love like the Skyline in the tube, especially on the Fantasy.
Yes, we visited the lounges. We actually, on C Day, yesterday, we had a mixology class in the Skyline. And that was awesome. We had a fun time.
I wonder if the glass is there that we broke on, because we had a couple there.
On the counter back there.
I forgot what his name was. He was from Jamaica. He had Pam's daughter, Hannah, he was balancing the thing on his nose, walking all the way across the bar. Yeah. He was the best bartender ever. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get that. We had a good one. He did a good job. We had a fun time. But we visited all those. Went to a lot, and they had a lot of trivia and adult stuff down in the Tube. That was a pretty cool place. So yeah, we enjoyed it. Had a good time.
How was Caribbean Beach? So that's kind of like my love of Disney started there. That was where the Gardeners' first trip ever was, and the rooms, have kind of been shaky for me. I'm not sure if they've done a refurbishment.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts on Caribbean Beach?
Yeah, they shifted them. They have shifted the rooms. So we stayed there right after the pandemic, and we were like the same way you, Scott. We didn't love the rooms. The rooms are better now.
Okay.
And you can't really beat we stayed in Jamaica, so you can't really beat how close that is to the Skyliner. And it's a beautiful resort to walk around in the morning and hop on that Skyliner and just go. And we really said this trip was going to be about what we call enjoying the vibe of Disney, just not pushing it. We go to the parks, we ride a few rides, we just enjoy people watching and maybe going to, a lounge here and a lounge there and just enjoying our time. So we really had a really good time.
That's great to hear.
Let me ask you one thing. This is kind of on topic, but off topic, because this is the world that I'm falling into now because my wife retired from teaching this past year. Now, I will tell you this. Now, you get this being in the education field. She is subbing like every single day since she's retired. Like she can't, I tell her like, you're retired, but now she enjoys it because she doesn't have to. And like, now we both taught in the same district. We taught next door to each other for years. And then I went to the gifted and talented program. So I taught in a different building for a while, but we taught in a pretty tough district. And then now we live in a different place. So she teaches out where we live. So it's a little bit easier to teach where we're living now. So she subs out here. So she's really enjoying the freedom of like, she doesn't have to grade anything. There's no, like she taught PE the other day, she taught an art class. She's a floater sometimes. She does cafeteria recess duty. Like she's enjoying that life that she doesn't have all the administrative strings of, that stuff. But, here's the thing, like, what did it feel like to be on vacation during school, like during the school year? Like it almost feels like, as an adult, doesn't it still kind of feel like you're playing a little hooky?
It does. It's been an interesting feeling. Yeah, I'm like on day 9 or day 10 of retirement. And when you've been a principal almost 20 plus years, I've always had I've had a work phone and I've had my personal cell on every vacation. And I retired actually as superintendent down here in North Carolina, and not to have that connected to you anymore and you can let that go, it's amazing. But it's still sinking in. Like I said, it's only been like 9 or 10 days.
Yeah, it's one of those things we're looking at going on a cruise because we can't, now that she's retired, and I can work from anywhere because I've seen internet connection. It's for the first time we're looking at going on a cruise in the fall and not in the summer, but we can't do it now because Mallory's got all of her graduation parties and all of her end of year things. So once she goes away to Mizzou, we're looking at fall cruises, and I'm just like, what's it like to actually cruise in like September, October, November? I don't know. It's a lot cheaper than any other cruise I've ever been on in my life, except, July. So it is one of those things. We'll get to like do a Halloween cruise or maybe a Christmas, like we did that last year, a real quick one, even though Mallory was still in school. And it's just, it's kind of funny to see when you're in education and everything's so rigid, like, you can't take off a day that's adjacent to like MLK because Scott's the king of like he's got the system worked out where he can turn a 3-day weekend into like a 5-day vacation. Like you can't do that in education because they won't let you take off like the Tuesday that's adjacent to MLK weekend or, that kind of stuff, or a PD day. They just don't let you do that. And so, yeah, it's one of those things like once that opens up a whole world of vacationing other times, but I still kind of feel like I look over my shoulder. I'm 52, but it is interesting. I'm so proud of you, though. It's so cool.
Yeah. The two things I thought about were freedom and time.
Yes.
The time to do things you need to do and want to do, and freedom to do it. And so it's hard to believe, I'm here. And my wife can do it anytime she chooses. She's also in education. She works in the office at a school. She's not quite ready, but us to be at this point in our lives is pretty weird because you still feel like a 22-year-old stupid kid, you know?
Oh, I hear that from my wife every single day. Like, she's like a 12-year-old kid, basically, when I laugh at things. She's like, are you 12? I'm like, part of me. Yeah. And then you married me, so you knew what you're getting into.
That's right.
Well, Tim, hey, first of all, again, congratulations. And don't be a stranger. I love talking to you here on the show. And just keep enjoying that retirement. That's what it's all about. You've worked hard for it. And you've impacted that community. And I love seeing everything you do on the social media. Keep that up. And I really appreciate it. I'm glad we're friends. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, Mike. Appreciate it, Scott. You guys have a great evening.
Talk to you
Thank you,
soon.
Tim. Congratulations again.
Thank you, bud.
See you
Take care.
soon. All right. Bye-bye. And God bless Tim for trying 30 times to get through. And you know what? We got one good call in. I'm calling it tonight with phones. I'm just like closing the laptop. We're going to get it going next week, though. We're going to just take all calls. I have a feeling.
We'll do it.
Oh, my gosh. And Carolyn says when she goes on her first cruise, it's going to be because of this amazing podcast. That's why she's going to go on a cruise.
Dude, I just feel like, I know I have cruise fever. Like, that's like my jam right now. But like, I've steadily been going on cruises, though. But like, I feel like there's just a lot of first-time Disney cruisers right now. And I love to see it. Maybe it's because there's more ships now or something. I don't know, but it's awesome to see.
And that is one thing when you mentioned that, I was like, is it because Disney Cruise Line either read this because obviously they're expanding the fleet at a pretty remarkable rate because, there's more ships coming. They're being built now. Like, did they know that a lot of people are going to be, jumping from World to Cruise Line? Like they knew this, or are people doing this because they're building more ships? Like,
maybe because they knew we're not investing into our theme parks enough, but we'll get them over to Cruise Line.
I don't know. My take of this is, I just think once you do one Disney cruise, you're hooked. I have not heard. And again, I do this every day, right? If you go on one Disney cruise, I'm telling you, cause I see this, like when I book one Disney cruise for you, I've got you. Like, I don't have to hard sell you ever, it's just like, it sells itself. Like you go on a Disney cruise, you're like, that was the easiest Disney vacation I've ever been on. Everybody had a blast. The kids, the adults, the grandparents, cause it's easy and it's fun. And it's like Walt Disney World was 20 years ago.
They take good care of you. It's just like, it's be our guest, right? You are their guest and they take the best care of you when you're on a Disney cruise. And it's like the song. It's like that whole scene, I feel like, in Beauty and the Beast. And it's the best.
It is. Well, okay, we're going to jump out of here. We'll have the shows this week. Speaking of cruising, we got a nice one for you on Monday. Scott's San Diego departing cruise on the Disney Wonder to the Mexican Riviera, Catalina Island, Ensenada. We talk a lot about that. We don't hit Disneyland. We're going to do that on a separate show here in the next couple of weeks, so stand by for that. But I know that you have so before we get into the social media stuff, let's talk about your latest must-see adventure video, because Mr. Tim there talked about Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. That's where this video is focused. So talk about what's going to be on the latest episode, just dropped like an hour ago as we're recording right now on Must-See Adventures.
Yeah, so you just listen to us on the live show. Now go tune into Must-See Adventures and watch an awesome day at Lookout Key. Me and Mike and our families, the Be Our Guest podcast crew, from the podcast crews. We visit Lookout Key for the first time. It is an awesome experience. But will we ever get onto the beach is the question. Will something prevent us from happening? No, it's a fun episode, a great overview. Me and Mike go check out the lighthouse. That's pretty interesting. Lots of laughs, a tequila tasting, animator's palette. We go through the whole fun finale. So spoiler alert if you don't want to see that and want to experience it for yourself. Lots of fun on our Lookout Key Day. Must-See Adventures. Like and subscribe today. It's a lot of fun.
All right, get over there, like and subscribe. Must-See Adventures on YouTube, and check that out. Don't forget, the show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We're standing by to help you plan amazing Disney cruises. You get a nice onboard credit, costs the same as booking with Disney Cruise Line. So don't lose that money. Have the fun money to spend when you get on board. Get some merch, port adventures, adult tastings, whatever you want to do. It's nice to have a credit sitting there for you when you sail. So just do it. Just go over to the magicforless.com, fill out the quote form. We'll take care of you from there. Also, we do world, land, and Adventures by Disney as well. Don't forget, we have an Amazon affiliate link. Anytime you shop online, that supports our show as well. BeOurGuestPodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the folks that keep us on the air. It's just $5 a month. And when you support us over there, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come on over this week. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. You can follow the two guys. One of us doesn't know how to figure out how to hook the thing up for a live call-in show. I promise I tried. I had it hooked up right. It was the dumb computer this time, but I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. You can, riddle me over there. It's at Be Our Guest Mike on Instagram, x.com, and Threads. Scott's at EPScott. That's EPSCOT, Instagram, x.com, and Threads as well. And we'll be over on the Discord. It's our Discord channel. You can join us over there. It's like our live chat / message boards. We have a ton of fun over there. It's at beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. Also a huge shout out to Jason and Veronica on their big shower today. They were down in Florida. We had lots of friends there. Kim, Beth, I saw down there. They had the big baby shower. So shout out to them. I saw they had a great time. We love them, even though it was raining down there. But what do you get? Jason was there. So it was going to be rainy. But it looked like a great time was had by all. So we love those guys. We love our podcast family. So hope everybody had a good time down there. And we'll have another live call-in show next Sunday night. So join us for that. So until we talk again, enjoy the big trip report this week with Scott. We're going to talk Disney Cruise Line. But until we talk again, for Scott, I'm Mike. Wishing you a great Sunday night or Thursday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.